Hello everyone, my name is Valeria, and in this channel we talk about spirituality and esoteric topics. So, today I want to share with you something that is really a galactic priestess technique in a way, but it's actually an experience also that I had recently with Eridanas, which is really interesting. So, all stars that all the stars that we can see in the sky are representing something for us as humanity, you know? We have a connection with them, and also each of us we have specific stars that we are more connected to. So each star is representing actually an aspect of ourselves, a different time that we have experienced. So we can tell, for example, that Lyra is more of an ancient time. You know, this is also why we call them founders. And you know, the star is also representing an initiation that we have passed. And you know, the star system is representing information about yourself, is representing data, you know, data that you need to integrate and to embody more. So it is representing a life experience that you had or that you are having there, and maybe it's representing also some trauma that you need to heal, and so on, you know? So, this is a galactic priestess technique or practice that is really simple, in which you can look at the sky in the place where you live. And yes, maybe some days it is easier than others to actually see the stars in the sky depending on where you are, but look at the sky and feel into the stars, and feel and notice if a star is moving like in a specific path, if it is changing maybe colors, the light, if it is shining like in a specific way, like sharing a code, you know? And also feel if you feel called by a star, maybe if you feel fear when you look at a specific star, and so on. So, stars are part of the outer cosmos, you know, but they are also part of our inner cosmos. So, all that we see in the sky is also a part of ourselves, you know? And so, of course, stars are communicating with us always. So, this is actually a recent experience that I had, in which, you know, for some days I was seeing a star that was in this position, like right above my place, and she was like moving and changing colors and calling me. So then, and here is what you can do, I use an app. There are many apps that that tell you the name of the stars where you live and so on. So I used one and I realized that the star was actually Achernar in Eridanos. So here it gets interesting. So first I went to my natal chart and I made the manual calculus for this specific fixed star, and I realized that some of my planets are sextile and trine with this star, and also my nodes. Then I made an altar for Eridanos and Achernar, and I also checked then. I made the altar and the devotional practice, and then I checked with the Akashic, and I realized that I had some incarnations there, and also that, of course, an aspect of myself was wanting to contact with me, So I allowed the connection, and it was beautiful because I was shown actually more about Achernar, how I was living there, what I was doing, and how, the energy of the place was, and so on. And I will make a specific video about Eridanos, because the energies are quite different in different stars, but yes, so I connected with this aspect of myself, and she was actually working with etheric crystals. I was not expecting that at all, and she did a session for me like with the etheric crystals, and I felt the crystals like really strongly when she was placing the etheric crystals in different parts of my body, and it was amazing because I was actually needing to balance some energies in my body, and yes, it was at the right time, like the perfect moment. So there you are. So even if you don't have for some reason access to your natal chart, or if you want to explore other stars that are not so known, here you can have an idea of how stars are affecting you. And I am sharing this technique because it has worked a lot of times for me actually. For example, I have another experience with Sirius that maybe you know already this story, but I was feeling like afraid when looking into Sirius, and I realized that I had some trauma and also some gifts related with Sirius. And when I cleared the trauma, I was able to access the magic, So if you feel something with a star, it can be that you are also, having a transit related with this star, a progression, that you are maybe working with beings from that star system, that this star system, is a frequency that you are embodying, or that you are being called to embody, and so on. So this is a really, ancient way of knowing your galactic maybe origins and connections, which is just, looking at the sky and connecting with different stars like one to one, like feel the star and feel the light and receive the information and see how you are interacting with that star. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this, maybe your experience with different stars. I would love to know. And remember to subscribe to this channel, and I am sending you so much love.